Pearson Bowen. Well, Barbados can be proud of its parliamentary legacy. This was the message during a joint sitting of the House of Assembly and Senate today in commemoration of the 375th anniversary of the Parliament of Barbados. The occasion was one of pomp and pageantry as members of both the upper and lower houses of Parliament, along with distinguished guests, gathered to mark the milestone. Leading the way was Governor-General, His Excellency Sir Elliot Belgrave. He explained why it's right to celebrate Barbados' parliamentary democracy from its inception and not just consider the period when representation was truly for all.
We should recognize that this anniversary is as much part of our history, as much part of what makes us Barbadian as Bussa and Cropova do. The freedoms we enjoy now, the universal suffrage of all adults, were achieved gradually and piecemeal. They were achieved on the back of sacrifice of many, and in some instances through loss of life, and they should be treasured all the more.
Prime Minister Frundle Stewart also touched on the issue, noting that Barbadians in general have benefited from parliamentary democracy, particularly in the last 7 decades.
More has been done consistently through this Parliament for labour, for the poor, for children, for women, and for those who suffer with disabilities during the last 75 years than at any other time in its entire history. This achievement has resulted from the great transition from a merely formal parliamentary tradition to an undeniably effective parliamentary democracy. Criteria like age, residence, and citizenship now determine both the right to vote and the right to seek election to this Parliament.
In her address, Opposition Leader Mia Mottley acknowledged the progress Barbados has made, but added that in the 21st century, the country needs a new governance structure.
One that is capable of moving beyond the slavish adherence to the adversarial Westminster model, with its pro forma speeches and repetitious debates, where sides increasingly, often simply, oppose for the sake of opposing sake. Hunkering down behind the traditional battle lines of political tribalism cannot help this country. Bipartisan cooperation, led by a new generation of patriots who put the national interests above all else, is what Barbados needs. Indeed, it is what Barbadians demand.
In other news now, work at the Barbados Community College was at a go-slow this morning as staffers of the Howells Crossroad Institution engaged in industrial action. Senior Industrial Relations Officer of the National Union of Public Workers, Wayne Waldron, says that industrial action stemmed from issues relating to the late payment of wages for workers. Mr. Waldron insists that the Work to Rule protest action at the college will continue until his members see an attempt made by management to rectify the problem.
I met with the principal and we sought to have an explanation as to why the delay was occurring. We were informed that there was a delay in the transfer of funds, hence hopefully by today the process will start to deal with the transfer of monies to process salary and wages. The principal, however, was unable to get any definitive statement as to how soon the whole process of lodgement will be completed, and therefore the staff has made a determination that it cannot be business as usual until they have paid their salary and wages.
St. Michael Mann is expected to appear in the District A Magistrates Court tomorrow in connection with a shooting incident which occurred during the wee hours of this morning on board the Jolly Roger cruise vessel. He is 26-year-old Damien Pinder of 4th Avenue, Pickwick Gap. Police say Pinder was arrested and charged for serious bodily harm of 23-year-old Rashidi Branch of Eden Lodge, St. Michael, and also for the use of a firearm. According to lawmen, Branch was shot in his stomach around 2 this morning while on a cruise aboard the Jolly Roger. Police say the boat was escorted to the wharf by members of the Barbados Coast Guard. Lawmen say Branch was transported to the hospital by ambulance where he's being treated. A whisper campaign about devaluation can have a severe negative impact on the Barbados economy. It is the view of Dr. Don Marshall, the acting director of the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute of Social and Economic Studies. He made the comment while delivering the feature address at the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry's June Business Luncheon at the Hilton, Barbados. The topic, defending the Barbados currency peg, a matter of national priority.
Barbados is not in any danger of devaluation. But, as your president would have said, it's important to get the bogeyman out in the open because of the deleterious effect that a whisper campaign can have. Argentina today is in a vicious cycle of inflation, high unemployment, and devaluation, where a decade ago it was the poster child of the IMF.
Dr. Marshall shared some of the severe effects that a sustained whisper campaign can have.
And the whisper campaign manifests itself in capital flight, the construction of black markets for the hoarding of foreign currency and so on. And in the best of circumstances where your economic fundamentals are fine, or in some cases are reasonably fine, what happens is that you get an undermining of the local currency. There's speculation, currency speculation, and then there's massive devaluations.
Time to be interactive now, time for your take. Do you think that the issue of devaluation is being overblown in Barbados? We'd like you to text yes or no to short code 8111. We will share those results of your take at the end of the news. We're back after this break.
Cities just got closer, announcing the enhanced Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard. Now you can fly to New York or Miami with just 20,000 Scotia points. Take off sooner and redeem your points later. With your new Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard, you'll receive up to 12,000 Scotia points, plus chances to win a fabulous trip to New York City. Apply by July 31st. Call 1-800-744-2672 or visit your nearest branch. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
I have one voice.
I have one voice.
In the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean.
I can make free calls.
I can make free calls.
Between Trinidad.
Between Trinidad.
Grenada.
Grenada.
Barbados.
Barbados.
And Jamaica.
And Jamaica.
Only with my one voice service from Flow. So, one voice
speaks to many.
50% of people with sensitive teeth do nothing about it. What they tend to seek is immediate treatment. I recommend Sensodyne Rapid Relief. There's a very simple test you can carry out at home. Grab a little bit, rub it on the area that's causing the sensitivity, and in 60 seconds you can see that the sensitivity that you previously experienced is now gone. Using Sensodyne Rapid Relief on a continuous basis helps prevent sensitivity in long term. It's an everyday toothpaste with a bit of an oomph.
Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism and International Transport, Senator Irene Sandiford Garner, wants graduates of Good Shepherd Primary to maintain a positive attitude as they move on to their new schools in September. She says that attitude will help them to succeed in difficult situations or when others are discouraging them. Her comments came as she delivered the feature address at that school's graduation ceremony. She also reminded the parents to be supportive of their children's career choices and ensure that they have the relevant items they require.
I want to tell you today that you will never be a winner if you do not believe that you can win. Because success comes in chance. And the first step is to believe that you can. The time will come for you to decide on a career around third form. And you're going to have to select the subjects you will need for that particular path in life.
In her address, the principal, Monica Walton, commended the 42 Class 4 pupils, noting that all of them were successful in the Common Entrance exam.
We had 1 student going on to Queen's College, 3 the St. Michael's School, 1 Combermere, 8 the Alexandra School, 6 Coleridge and Parry, 1 Aline, 1 the Lodge School, 1 Springer Memorial Girls, 3 Ellerslie Secondary, 5 St. Leonard's Boys, 2 Parkinson Secondary, 7 Frederick Smith Secondary, and 1 Darrell Jordan Secondary.
Bringing back partying just like the old days, that's what a group of experienced musicians is promising to do every last Friday of the month at the new Sea Rocks Dome in the Barbados Beach Hotel in Maxwell. They formed the live band Essence with lead singer Margaret Bovell. She says the Friday night party lines will cater to the mature crowd.
Every time we meet, we find ourselves, like I'm sure many other people do, reminiscing about how good the fetting and party days of the 70s, 80s, and 90s were. The live music, the socializing, the atmosphere, the fun, and with the disappearance of live bands and the lack of venues, entertainment in Barbados seems to have taken a nosedive in the last few years. We decided to do something about it.
Meantime, founding member Roger Gibbs says the band will create its own events.
Well, there'll be black tie events. We also want to participate in transforming this facility as well as a cabaret facility where we can feature other live professional artists to showcase their talents, their craft, whether it be an instrumentalist or whoever. We want to give them that opportunity to showcase who they are.
And entertainment manager at Sea Rocks, Christian Broom, says the facility can hold up to 500 patrons and provides a much-needed venue for entertainment in Barbados.
We put a lot of work into this venue here at the Sea Rocks Dome. We wanted to make sure, as Roger has said, there's a lack of venues for good entertainment. Recently, a lot of venues have been shutting down, and me being involved in the entertainment as well too, I really saw it necessary to have something at a certain level to showcase bands like this at this level. So I'm happy that one of the start-off functions of the dome being a new facility, you know, can be something of the stature of the